A robot just laid a perfect row of floor tiles in seconds, straighter, flatter, and faster than a human craftsman with 20 years of experience. And it didn't take a coffee break, didn't complain about its knees, and didn't make a single mistake. This is happening right now in China, and it might be the beginning of the end for one of the oldest trades on Earth. Welcome back to the Turing Brief, where we decode the future before it arrives. Today we're looking at a machine that sounds almost too simple to be revolutionary, an AI robot that lays tiles. But stick with me, because the story behind this little machine reveals one of the biggest shifts coming to the global economy. Construction has always been one of the hardest industries to automate. Every job site is different. Floors aren't perfectly level, walls aren't perfectly straight, and the materials behave unpredictably. For decades, robots that thrived in factories simply couldn't cope with the chaos of a real building. Tiling, in particular, demands a feel for the work: spacing, leveling, adhesive, alignment. It's craftsmanship. That's exactly why these new Chinese robots are such a big deal. Companies in China have been racing to build machines that don't just repeat a fixed motion, but actually sense and adapt to the messy reality in front of them. And the latest tiling robots can do something that used to be impossible. They understand the surface they're working on. Here's how it works. The robot is loaded with tiles and adhesive, then guided into the room. Using a suite of cameras, depth sensors, and lasers, it builds a precise 3D map of the space. Every dip, every bump, every corner. This is computer vision in action, the same kind of AI perception that powers self-driving cars, now pointed straight at your living room floor. Then comes the intelligence. AI algorithms calculate the optimal layout, how to space each tile, how much adhesive to apply, and how to keep every line dead straight even when the underlying floor isn't. The robot adjusts in real time, compensating for imperfections that would force a human to stop, measure, and improvise. And the speed is genuinely shocking. Where a skilled human might lay a few dozen tiles an hour, these robots can work continuously, placing tile after tile with millimeter precision and almost no waste. No fatigue, no rushing at the end of the day, no inconsistency between the first tile and the thousandth. Why is China leading this charge? It comes down to a perfect storm. China has the world's largest construction industry, a rapidly aging population, and a shrinking pool of young workers willing to do hard physical labor. Add a government pushing aggressively into robotics and AI, and you get a country with every reason to automate the building trades first. But this isn't just a Chinese story. Around the world, construction faces a massive labor shortage. The workforce is aging, fewer young people are entering the trades, and demand for housing keeps climbing. Robots that can handle the repetitive, back-breaking parts of the job aren't just a novelty, they're being positioned as a solution to a global crisis. Of course, the obvious question is, what happens to the workers? Tiling, bricklaying, painting, these have been reliable, skilled jobs for millions of people. If a machine can do it faster and cheaper, where does that leave the human craftsman? It's a fear we've heard with every wave of automation, and it deserves an honest answer. The reality is more nuanced than robots simply replacing people. For now, these machines still need humans to set them up, supervise them, handle the tricky edges and detailed work, and step in when something unexpected happens. The likely future isn't an empty job site, it's a hybrid one, where a few skilled workers manage a fleet of tireless robots. There's also a safety angle people often overlook. Construction is one of the most dangerous industries in the world. Lifting heavy materials, repetitive strain, falls, and exposure to dust and chemicals destroy bodies over time. Handing the most punishing tasks to machines could mean fewer injuries and longer, healthier careers for the humans who remain. But let's not get too comfortable. The pace of improvement here is brutal. Today, these robots handle flat floors and simple patterns. Tomorrow, with better AI and more dexterous hardware, they'll tackle complex mosaics, curved walls, and entire rooms with minimal human input. Each generation closes the gap with the master craftsman a little more. And tiling is just the entry point. The same core technology, perception, planning, and precise robotic manipulation applies to bricklaying, plastering, painting, and welding. Once a company nails the formula for one task, it can spread it across the entire build. We're watching the early days of a fully automated construction stack take shape. So here's the big picture. A robot laying tiles in China isn't really about tiles at all. It's a signal. It tells us that AI and robotics are finally crossing into the messy, unpredictable physical world, the world we actually live in. And once they're here, they don't slow down. They get faster, cheaper, and smarter every single year. The buildings of the future may be raised by machines that never tire, never err, and never stop improving. Whether that excites you or unsettles you, one thing is certain: the construction site will never look the same again. If you want to stay ahead of where this is all heading, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Because at the Turing Brief, we're always decoding what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one.